Hello, my name is Sophia, and I would like to welcome you to my second speech for the Ron Paul curriculum. Today, I am going to be discussing the pros and cons to technology. Well, some of them at least. Technology has been around since the dawn of humanity. In the 19th century, it really started to boom with simple, relatively simple, but very impactful mechanical inventions. Since then, it only really started to get better and at a faster rate too. We're now in the beginning of the 21st century, and to the eyes of the generations and eras before us, we must live a life of luxury. I mean, think about it. Most every single person has a smartphone, wireless technology, MacBooks, nice, thin, fancy TVs. I mean, some of them pop up out of the ground now. That's insane compared to the boxy CRT TVs that we used to have, so long ago in the dinosaur eras. A very popular controversial debate that many people still have was prompted by this question. Is technology good or is it really bad? This is a really difficult question to answer, and I'm going to tell you why. It's quite simple. There are pros and cons to everything. There are pros and cons to eating a vegetable, depending on it. There are pros and cons to drinking water, although mostly they're pros. But there are pros and cons to owning a house. There's just so many, I can't even count them all on my fingers. So today, I'm going to give you some of those pros and cons. And then I'm going to leave it up to you to decide whether technology is really good or not. Pro number 1. Technology increases efficiency and makes any task or activity much easier than it would be otherwise. I, for a fact, can back this up. Let me give you an example. You have been tasked to dig a hole that is 50 feet wide in diameter and 100 feet deep. That was my cat, if you heard him. Are you going to want to dig that hole with your hands or a shovel? Most sane people are going to choose the shovel. Now, let me ask you this. Are you still going to want to use that shovel when I give you the option of using an excavator? Probably not. You're probably going to say, give me that excavator and we're going to dig this hole. Next pro. Certain pieces of technology have helped improve communication globally. And it enables people to instantly connect with each other. This is very true and extremely helpful. Don't get me wrong, I love writing letters and receiving them. But the entire process of writing the letter, sending it, and then receiving it, that takes so much time. I know that when I send letters to friends and they send them to me, the stuff that's in the letter is outdated by the time it gets to me or it gets to them. But nowadays, you can just send a text, you can go on Facebook and you can post something, you can go on Reddit, you can go on all these other social media platforms and you can just post something. And people from across the world can see it instantly. And they can reply. This communication, it's incredible. And I feel that it really unites us. Just a little bit more than we would be a few hundred years ago. Now for the cons. Our dependence of technology has increased and continues to increase the more technology improves. It's made the majority of people exposed to it quite lazy, especially when it comes to jobs that require physical labor, but technology has replaced it. So many people just end up having a quite sedentary work style that affects their life. Many people just sit in cubicles, typing at a computer all day, and they just end up being pretty unhappy with that. This not only goes for jobs, but it goes for entertainment as well. Your grandparents, for entertainment, and your parents probably too, they would go outside and and they would play, or they would play with their family with board games. And I'm not saying that that doesn't happen, but it's something that you see less and less as time goes on and technology improves. Most people now sit down, instead of sitting down at a table to eat a meal, they'll sit down and watch a movie. Times have changed, and that, in my opinion, is a con, seeing as family time and just spending time with the people around you is extremely important. So, if you're reading this, or you're watching this, I just got a text from somebody, so I said read. But if you're watching this, I encourage you to just go out there and be social with other people. Next con. Technology is replacing many humans in the jobs they do, leading to a shortage of jobs done by actual people. Though, I might add, there's even a pro to this. Somebody has to take care of the technology that's replacing the jobs of all these other people. That creates jobs for other human beings. Of course, it's sad for the people who have actually lost their job, but this does create more jobs. So this is like a pro-con type of situation as well. Next con. Machines malfunction, and this can have a minor or major negative impact, depending on what that machine is, or whatever job this machine is supposed to be doing. The malfunction could be extremely costly, whether it be money-wise, life-wise, job-wise, anything else. To conclude, there are always going to be pros and cons to technology, and I have given you only a small fraction of them. At the end of this speech, I ask you to look more into the pros and cons of technology and really decide for yourself, is technology good or is it bad? Thank you.